Here's the big challenge of life. You can have more than you've got because you can become more than you are. That's the challenge. And of course the other side of the coin reads, unless you change how you are, you'll always have what you got. I have found in my experience that income does not far exceed personal development. Now sometimes income takes a lucky jump, but sure enough, unless you grow out where it is, it'll usually come back where you are. Life has strange ways. If somebody hands you $1 million, best you become a millionaire quickly, so you get to keep the money. Otherwise, sure enough, it'll disappear. Somebody once said, if you took all the money in the world, divided it up equally among everybody, it would soon all be back in the same pockets. Incredible. Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. See, the major question to ask on the job is not what are you getting? The major question to ask on the job is, what are you becoming? See, the big question is not what am I getting paid here? The big question is, what am I becoming here?
Who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? This is a question that my mentor, Les Brown, was talking about last week, one of his topics.
Not only creating a positive mindset is important, but you have to create a vision for what you want. Where are you going? The three questions that governs your life. Number one, who are you? Most people don't take the time to answer that question. Socrates said, the unexamined life isn't worth living. Why? If you haven't taken the time to ask the question, to ponder, to meditate, to figure out, to discover through silence, who are you? You're not your job, your title. Who are you? Your name? Who are you really? Why are you here? They say the two most important days in your life, the day that you're born and the day that you realize why you were born. And where are you going? What are you going to do with this life that you've been given? Where are you going with it? See, when you discover who you are and why you're here, I'm here to motivate you, to inspire you, for you to discover the truth about who you are. That's why I'm here. When you know that, you are in alignment with your superpower. All of us have it. Took me years to discover my superpower, but once I got it, I got it. And it has taken me around the world. You have a superpower too. But we have been programmed. See, that's what we have to do, get outside the program. That's why we got to create a positive mindset for ourselves. Get outside of the program of being one-dimensional. We've been programmed to be one-dimensional. Get a job and work on that job for 40 years and retire and receive 40% of a check that wasn't enough in the first place. We've been programmed to be one-dimensional. To live a small life. We've been programmed to live a small life. And you can't fit a big dream and a big vision into a small life.
That's how we created. We created to learn by repetition. Well, guess what? On the flip side, you could be taken in by repetition bad things all the time too. And you don't think that create bad behavior inside of you to make you act like a plum fool? Yes. Yes. You watch horror movies all the time. You think it's not affecting you, but then you hear a little noise in the house. You jumping. What's that? What's that? What's that is you programmed your mind to be scared of Jason, and now you thinking somebody knocking coming in your house. When it's just trees outside. I mean, this is silly, but it's true. It's true. You have to be careful what you're digesting in your mind. You have to be careful what you're taking in. So that tells you there. Who are you becoming? Are you becoming a powerful person, a more organized person? Because I had a problem with organization. It's just something about us artists, because I'm an artist too. You know, when you're doing paints and you just making stuff, it's easy to be messy. So I had to get my stuff organized, you know. It's the artistic side of your brain. Will you become more artistic? Will you become a better mom? Because over the time that you had to homeschool your kids, you really got to know your kids. Because, I mean, it's really tough when you're working full-time job all the time and you're not with your kids but just a few short hours before they go to bed, because you know they're doing homework and then go to bed. You'd be surprised of the things you see, the personalities, the different things that you see about your children. Will you be a better mom, a better father, a better neighbor, a better sister? I tell you, me and my sisters have gotten closer, a lot closer lately. Not because we're scared that one of us not gonna be here. It's just, you know, it's just in the air. Forgiveness is in the air. If you haven't forgave someone yet, please do. You're gonna feel a lot better if you do. There will be one less burden on your back. I'm telling you. So, are you gonna be more of a giver? I've been making sure, especially now, more than I used to, making sure that I'm on point with my tithes and offerings. More than ever. I mean, even if you don't go to church, you can give 10% to a neighbor. One of those kids that you see have to go to school every day to get a lunch because they don't have any food in the house. Find out who those kids' parents are and bless them. Give 10% somewhere. The law of sowing and reaping, we're going to talk about that more. But the law of sowing and reaping, that's in the Bible. You get back what you give. You give more, you receive more. You cannot go past that law. That is a principle. Laws and principles, you cannot go back. They're in this book. Laws and principles. And the law of sowing and reaping is in here. It's in here. So we have to be careful of the words we say to each other. We got to be careful of if we're being selfish and hoarding things. You know you got too much toilet paper. Share it with some of your neighbors. I promise you, you share with some of your neighbors some of that stuff that you know you guilty of running out there grabbing all that toilet paper. I know some of y'all was out there. I wasn't. Personally, I didn't have no money to do it. But nevertheless, if I did, I wouldn't have, because I don't like going out shopping like that. I hate it. I mean, I only shop because I have to. And I just, in my spirit, I didn't feel like I needed to. I didn't. But, you know, you got more than enough. Go on next door and ask them what they need. You didn't even got to knock on the door. Social distance. Put it on the porch and run. Like we did when we were kids and we used to ring the doorbell and run. Run next door with some toilet paper. put on their porch and run. Run as far as your feet shall take you. Again, I say run. Okay? Bless somebody else. You got some extra rice. I know you do. Everybody got that grandma that told you you'll always have food if you have plenty of beans and rice. You got more than you need. Go on over there and share with your neighbor. I'm telling you, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot better, and I promise you, God is going to send you some provisions, some blessings that you never saw coming, because you're doing the right thing and you're loving your neighbors. Love your neighbors as you love yourself. Did you know you social distancing from your neighbors? That's a form of loving them, because you're not risking their lives. So that's why I say, put it on the porch, knock on the door, and run. You got more than enough. Our God is able to provide any and everything. Any and everything. Don't limit him anymore. Don't limit God anymore. Anything you write on that paper, he already put in your heart and your desire to want it. You already seen it when you was a child. Some of y'all need to sit down and try to figure out what you wanted as a child. Go back to that dream. Go back to being that innocent little child and figure out what you really wanted. And before someone foolishly told you that's not realistic, go back to those dreams again. Revisit. Some of y'all wanted to be a pilot, and you heard somebody in your family tell you, ain't nobody in our family ever did that. Well, guess what? You could be the first. Hello? You could be the first. Ain't nobody, as far as I know, in my family that's a motivational speaker and an author. But I'm becoming one. Who are you becoming? What are you becoming? Don't become a monster. Some of those things that I've been reading about some people is awful. Do you think in a million years some of those people would think they'd be on camera somewhere fighting and acting a plum fool? That's the only way I can describe it. You think a month ago those people would be thinking they doing something silly like that? And I'm sure a lot of them sitting there looking at it after it go viral and say, why in the world did I allow myself to look like that and act like that and behave that way? Because it wasn't in their outer appearance to be that way, but it could have been within. But see, that's why we have to always work on our heart. Meditate. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's going to get all them weeds and all that negativity and all that crazy stuff that we used to do when we were in our 20s and 30s, be ready to go out there and fight. You better not be out there fighting now. People got guns. Stop that. Transform your mind. Transform your mind.